Let's take a look at the 5 most influential perfumes of all time. So the top 4 keep coming up in my prompts. And number 5, I just made an executive decision on, for representation purposes, maybe. Hello, Internet. My name is Gamahelo Bichadi and welcome to my channel. So diving into it, at the number 5 spot, we have Dior Eau Sauvage, launched in 1966, with the perfumer behind it being Edmund, this guy whose name I will not butcher. Eau Sauvage basically redefined what masculine perfumes looked like or smelled like. So before this, I guess masculine perfumes were known to be sort of reminiscent of grooming or, lavender type scents, or they leaned more on the heavy animalic side. So this perfume came into play and it showcased that, masculinity or masculine leaning perfumes can be lighter, cleaner, and a bit floral as well. So the secret behind this perfume was the use of a synthetic molecule called Hedioin. Oh my gosh, I should have practiced this beforehand. But it basically gives off a fragrance that is a bit watery, airy, jasmine-like, so bringing in that floral touch to the fragrance. And this molecule was completely new to men's perfumery. At the same time, it allowed Edmund to create a very clean, fresh, light fragrance that also lasted a long time on the skin, which was something that was basically unheard of. At number 5, we have Calvin Klein's One, launched in 1994 by Alberto Morales and Harry Fremont. Basically, this one was a game changer because it was the first perfume that was marketed as a unisex perfume. So before this, perfumes were either for men or for women, and then this one comes into the scene and it's a perfume for everyone. Literally, one of the slogans used for it was a fragrance for a man or woman, or a fragrance with one fragrance, many faces. One is a clean, light, fresh fragrance with a bit of citrus, green tea, soft florals, and musk. The focus was on having gendered perfumes, with female perfumes being a bit more heavy, oriental, spicy type of perfumes, and men's perfumes were barbershop-y type of perfumes that I mentioned earlier. So their black and white ad campaigns basically captured the spirit of this, as youthful, inclusive, and basically a shared experience, something for everyone. It did not change how perfumes were composed per se, but rather who perfumes were for. And number 3, we have one that I've already covered in my previous videos, which is Thierry Mugler's Angel. So Angel, of course, was launched in 1992 by Olivier Cresp. It's accredited as the first modern gourmand. So it combined and contrasted patchouli, like heavy dark patchouli, with edible notes like praline, caramel, chocolate, and a synthetic molecule called ethyl maltol, which produces a cotton candy-like sweetness. So basically creating a polarizing type of addictive edible scent. So before Angel, women's perfumes were mostly like florals or woody and spicy, and after Angel, or with the introduction of Angel, there was a sense of perfumes being delicious, and that became a desirable thing. As polarizing as Angel was, and is still today, I guess, it became the bestseller in Europe and also in the US. It even overtook the fragrance in my number 1 spot in terms of sales. So both its juice and its 5-star bottle had a basically futuristic vibe to it. In the number 2 spot, we have Guerlain's Shalimar, launched in 1925 by I won't say Jacques Shalimar, but Jacques Guerlain. So Shalimar is basically an ancestor of oriental perfumes. It came about after Jacques discovered a synthetic molecule called ethyl vanillin, and basically he took that molecule and put a few drops of it in equally popular and classic Guerlain perfume called Cheeky. What resulted was a rich, sensual, and intoxicating scent that was a blend of vanilla and bergamot. It basically created a fragrance style that was centered around vanilla and just being warm, also resins, which is now known as, the Oriental family. It also moved vanilla from just being about sweetness to something that can be used for sensuality in perfumery. And at my number 1 spot, which should come as no surprise to all fragrance loving human beings, we have Chanel number 5, launched in 1921 as a request from Coco Chanel to perfumer Ernest Beau to create a perfume that smells like a woman. Smells like a woman, not a rose. It's also the first perfume to carry a designer's name and basically became a blueprint for modern luxury. It's one of the earliest perfumes to use aldehydes. Like, they just chucked a ton load of aldehydes in the perfume, which gives it its sparkly, waxy type of effect. Chanel also rejected all types of extravagant packaging and went for a very elegant, minimalistic look. I mean, the bottle was just a, you know, beautiful, clear, rectangular perfume bottle, which in itself was revolutionary, given that, you know, perfume bottles would lean towards the more extravagant, out there type of packaging. So basically, in that, demonstrating that luxury and elegance do not have to be dramatic. With its association to Marilyn Monroe, who is famously said she wears to bed nothing but Chanel No. 5, this perfume became a cultural symbol of the 20th century. So there we have it, folks. The 5 most influential perfumes across perfume history. It could be a bit of a subjective list, but I think these are the popular picks when you think about perfumes, or when people start talking about perfumes that sort of revolutionized the industry. Each of them did a different thing, a unique thing in their right, and deserve to be celebrated as revolutionary or influential. So what do you think? What other perfumes do you think belong on the list? Do you agree with these 5? Should they be taken away? Yeah, some of them are actually, I think all of them are still in circulation today. I believe. I know Shalimar has different flankers. There's a recent one that they released just last year as well. Yeah, it just shows the kind of impact that they had, that they're still around. Even Angel, the polarizing Angel, is, you know, something that's still around. So yeah, let's have further discussions down in the chats below.